Oh man, oh man, oh man. You know what? I know I'm gonna get a copyright strike for this. Soneta's gonna strike this video because I'm using his motherfucking video to make my motherfucking point. See, this is why niggas is gonna get locked up, and this is why black men have to take a L this week. This particular week, and for the next 30 days, black men shouldn't say shit about black women. We need to take a L. Black men got to take a L this month and shut the fuck up. Because you niggas have not been protectors of women and children. In fact, you guys protect the demons. All these years I've been exposing Polight, and all you niggas see the proof and agree with the proof, and then tell me I'm hating. Fuck you niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of you fake ass motherfucking conscious community dudes. You fake ass Hebrews and Egyptomaniacs. Look here. Here's Polight. In the video I was telling y'all about, sitting up here with his arm around this little girl who looks like she's just fucking 18. All on Soneta's couch. With a what? With a Hebrew Israelite talking to them also. Now, I didn't make this video to get on Zion Lex, but goddamn, Zion Lex, you inside of the burning house, bro. You in here attention seeking, trying to get next to Polight so you can get some attention and views, like the rest of these lame ass niggas. If somebody told me, hey, Chief X, we want to have a conversation with you, we got Polight here, nigga, I'm not going over there. I don't fuck with Polight. You niggas know I don't fuck with Polight. Get back with me when Polight is gone. I'll come talk. But I don't vibe, I don't fuck with Polight. And the only reason I came on Soneta TV at the same time Polight did was to debate Polight and destroy his ass and embarrass him, which I did. That video got 100,000 views. I beat the brakes off Polight in the debate. And that's the only reason I came on Soneta TV with the intent to show the public this dude's a liar and a fraud and don't know science at all. Right? So if I came on Soneta TV, if you ever seen me anywhere close to Polight, it's to beat his ass and expose him. Now look, get off of me. Let me look at this little bitty girl. This is who the fuck I'm talking to. I said, how in the world can grown ass 50-year-old men, Soneta's 50-something, I don't know how old Zion Lex is, he got to be 40 at least, maybe above, sitting up in this motherfucking room talking about rape. Let me say that again. Talking about rape for a damn near hour straight and look like they were enjoying a rape conversation, all while a little chick that looked like she's 18 years old is sitting here. You see my fucking mouse? This little chick who looks like she's 18. Now, I was a youth counselor for 20 years. I'm pretty good about judgment of age. You niggas can do that Elijah Muhammad shit and say, oh, she's not this and she's that. Well, what the fuck is the difference between a 16 and an 18-year-old to 50-year-old men? You just trying to toe the line and wait for that 1 year where you can escape punishment. But the intent is you have an attraction for little bitty petite girls. Like this. Elijah Muhammad had an attraction for little bitty petite things. Whether they were 16 or you trying to get cover for him and say, oh, they were 18 and 19. What the nigga was 50, 60 years old. Don't mind game me. If a 60-year-old man get with an 18-year-old girl, it's not cool in my book. I don't know what the fuck you niggas is talking about. Oh, it's cool in y'all book if she's 18. But if she's 17, oh my God, let's throw this fake outrage. No, you niggas was trying to get so close to 17 as possible without breaking the law. The intent and the motive is the same. Don't play with me. Look at this girl. Sitting on grown men's couch, this nigga got his arm around her, and they talking with a Hebrew about rape. Let's go and get into this. Watch how this nigga starts off a rape conversation. And let me preface this video. The entire time, this Hebrew and this rapist and alleged rapist and child molester, Polight, with his arm around this girl, is having a discussion about rape, and they love the discussion. Oh, it's turning them on. Watch! I'm gonna show you. Watch. All you niggas in the conscious community seen this video and didn't say a motherfucking word. You act like it was cool. This whole entire conversation and video and upload that Sonetta did was sickening to me. Maybe because I'm a real one. I don't know sometimes. I be like, am I the only motherfucker with brains that can see through people? Or does everybody else just have slight mental health problems and are careless and don't fucking really care? Let's listen. Just watch how this convo starts off. This shit is incriminating for court like a motherfucker. I'm telling you, prosecutors are being sent all kind of shit from people. They're gonna take this video right here in court, analyze it. Oh, this nigga's under the prick. Listen, whatever the max they can give Polight is what they're gonna give him, because all he did was display his whole entire life, every day, what he do, how he think on social media. Oh, Polight just giving them motherfucking gifts. This video right here is a gift to a prosecutor. And this is why Sonetta's been getting on who? Hebrews. About their attitudes towards little girls and rape. And guess who's sitting here next to Polight? A Hebrew. A Hebrew motherfucking Israelite. Now, Zion Lex, I'm not getting on you, but you put yourself in a situation where you got to get scrutinized. And since you here, bro, I just had to do this. But you should have known, brother, better. And you niggas consider yourself smart and intelligent and wise, but you got your black asses in positions that don't look too smart or wise. Let's listen to how he opens up and talks to Polight and how they get a hard-on talking about rape with these two little fucking girls. I'm not talking about this middle one. She looks a little older than her, even though she's young. She just looked like a thought. But anyway, this little girl right here is, look, when I was a youth counselor, her type, I can look at her and see her mannerisms and everything, and to me, she seems like the type who's a runaway, who wants to grow up fast and get up from under her mama and daddy's thumb and just get out here and be free. Because then you got snakes like Polight, who's out here in the world, waiting and looking to prey on a confused little young girl who doesn't know her way, and that Polight, the alleged rapist, knows she has no clue. Right? So, Chief X like grown women. When I was young, I used to date. When I was like 27, I had this 43-year-old social worker. She spoiled my black ass. From then on, I had a thing for older women. Plus, I like big girls. BBWs, I like ass, thighs, hips, shit like that. Little petite things. I just don't sexually move me at all. Motherfuckers know me. Chief X like them big girls. I like grown women. My lady friend's an assistant principal at a high school. if she comes visit and we sit down and have pillow talk, sometimes she's teaching me. I put my website together. Before my website went live, she reading over my website telling me, hey, these are spelled wrong, correcting shit for me. She's a benefit to me. She can teach me, I can teach her, and I can get something from her and learn from her. We can have adult conversations. I can't do that shit with no little young 18-year-old thing sitting here looking like that. She can't improve my life or help me or anything for me. All she can do is be a sex object. And that's what these niggas is looking for. Sex. Watch this. Listen.
But because he's familiar with it, I'm going to say we're going to work with what Brother Sonetta is saying. So according to Brother Sonetta, the King James Bible seems to be describing in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 that it's okay to rape a woman. And if you are able to dominate her physically, watch my arm as I'm talking, I'm also flexing my arm. If you're able to dominate her physically, then she's yours, regardless of whether or not she wants to be yours. That's so stupid and incorrect. But watch this. There's a wisdom and a science to the way it's articulated in the scriptures, and I'm going to make it make sense. Watch this.
Now, what he's saying is, let's pontificate. And him and Polight for the next 30 minutes pontificates and does word salad and seems like they're just trying to figure out if the Bible says this, then maybe we can do it, or maybe we can get away with it. Let's just have this discussion and put it out there. They're borderline. They're borderline trying to have a conversation to see what the fuck they can get away with and what is morally correct or morally incorrect. Just listen to this sick. I'm gonna skip around to some main points I identified, but y'all can go back and watch this video on your own. Sonetta should have been took this video down. I know I'm gonna get a strike. Sonetta, I know you gonna give me a strike for this because it's embarrassing for you. And you knew all this, and you know Polight's ways. Let's go, though.
So the Bible says, if a man finds a virgin woman in the field, takes hold of her and grasp her and lay with her, and they are discovered, he shall go to the father of the woman, pay 50 shekels to the father, and he cannot divorce her for the rest of the days of his life. She shall remain his wife eternally. So people say, wait, the Bible just said, if he grab her, take hold of her, and have sex with her, she his wife. All he got to do is pay $50. So the Bible's saying, if I could overpower a woman, she mine. That's not what it's saying. Follow the language and understand the concept. African spirituality always is given in abstraction. There's always an enigma. Why? People who speak enigmatically tend to be...
Let me pause this here. Let me pause. God damn. How are three grown men comfortable sitting around talking about rape for an hour with two of these little girls sitting next to them and to the entire public? What the fuck is going on with the conscious community, niggas? You wouldn't catch you wouldn't catch me dead in a conversation like this.
People who are deep thinkers, people who actually have something to say. People who are surface level when they speak usually have nothing to say. Watch how it makes sense. The Bible says
how it makes sense? What?
If a man finds a woman, grasp her and takes hold of her, and they are discovered, he can't divorce her. The key words are, they are discovered. If it's actually rape, hold on, listen carefully. Hold on, no problem. Listen, if he actually grabbed her, if he actually raped her, I'm gonna wait till y'all done, because what I gotta say is very eloquent, minus the interruption. So go ahead. So watch this.
Zion Lex is a dick sometimes. But as he go on, if y'all say, he's actually he begins to try to mac and impress these two chicks and shit later on. But I don't want to talk about that. Let's not get distracted.
The very vernacular that's being employed is being employed and being positioned for a reason. The Bible considers that a woman who is born or raised in the home of her parents, if you're having sex with her and you're not married to her is as if you raped her. She's not being raped, the woman in the story, and that's what most people miss. Because the Bible says, and if they are discovered. If she was raped, there's only one person hiding, that's the man. But the Bible says, and if they are discovered, that means they both are keeping something in the secret, which means the Bible is saying the woman was implicit in the action. But the Bible is using the language of rape because what the Bible is saying.
Wait. Now, mind you, this conversation took place 4 months. I think it was October 2020. 4 months later, Polight get caught up in a rape, talking to the mother about her daughter and rapes the daughter. This shit didn't age too well, did it? This shit did not age well at all.
If you're laying with a woman while she's in the household of her parents and you haven't presented to her parents that you have interest in her, then it is as if you have raped the woman. That's why the language is if a man grasp her and hold her. The Bible's not promoting the idea that a man could rape a woman. If that's the case, you got to wipe it with your ass because that's what it could only be useful for. But hold on, let me finish. The bottom line is, if you understand the vernacular in its proper context, what the Bible is clearly saying is that sex within a proper perspective is something that will be biblically co-signed. But sex outside of that context is something that will always be condemned. So
let me do it. A lot of these Hebrews are guided by the Bible. So when the Bible speaks of it's okay to dominate women and marry, like the Quran talks about, Prophet Muhammad gonna have 1,000 virgins or whatever the fuck it says. These guys use religion to play on women and young women too.
So if a woman is living in her parents' home, remember all of this new age jargon. I'm independent. I'm on my own.
Let me just skip to Polight. Y'all can watch this later. This discussion was just sickening to me. Let me get to when Polight get to speaking.
50 fine, 50 shekels. Why does it say and they are discovered? The only person that's guilty if it's rape is the man. It says they are discovered because the Bible is intimating that the woman was implicit in the act. She wanted to have sex. This is not a situation of real rape, but the Bible considers it rape because you're having sex under your parents' household and you're not doing things the African way. The African way.
I pause it. Now, Zion Lex is making videos clowning Polight recently because of Polight's allegations. But here he is sitting with Polight in a friendly discussion. These cats, I'm telling you, these cats will sell out for views and attention. That's what it be about. Same reason why Garfield Reed of the Dagger Squad let me put y'all ass up in there too. Kiki's with Polight, and he calls Polight the GOAT. They all cucker up to each other for views and attention. Basically, you're selling out for views and attention. Nothing wrong with getting views, just don't sell out for it.
Is that if you love me so much, you could tell my parents that you love me. If you love me so much, think about this. Most of us in this room, since I can't say. So at that point, sister, when you don't know his birthday before he fucked you, he raped you of your spirituality if he don't know your mama's name before you gave him your womb. He raped you of everything.
Look at Polight's face. Just watch Polight's face as this conversation is going on.
Thing that makes you the divinity that you spoke of, if he don't know nothing about you. Look at the tears coming from her because we speaking truth right now.
Here's a question. In America, if I grabbed a woman, right?
Stop. Look at this little girl. Are you kidding me? And none of these conscious niggas ever said shit about this motherfucking program right here. I did. You will only find one person in the entire conscious community who spoke on this particular video, and guess who that is? Chief X. What is Chief X's nickname? I say I'm Chief X, the God Best reincarnated. The God Best, B-E-S, was a Nile Valley deity, and he was known for being protector of women and children. Look up the God Best, B-E-S. He is known for being protector of women and children. What is Chief X doing and has been doing and has always done? This exact same thing. Let's just keep this shit real. Chief X, ladies, is the only one who's had your back. These guys will miseducate you, and I'm trying to help you and correct you. I said, and always says, you remove the frauds and scammers out the fucking way so they won't beat our women and children out of money. Let's go.
Aggressively. And I had got discovered having sex with her, right? I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right? Is that a metaphor for 50 shekels in the past? So I'm just saying, is there another way to look at it? Or are there some other verses there that are stipulating the things that Brother Zion is saying? Or can we just say there's probably two ways to look at it? That's all I want to know. Because if I get discovered grabbing some fucking woman and having sex with her, if I aggressively grab her, because we can say the woman is implicit in the act, right? But I don't know where it says that at.
All right, so let me say this. One thing that...
Now, mind you, Sonetta's second wife, or his side piece, or his girlfriend, Nepal, is sitting right next to Polight, interjecting. So this whole game, Nepal going in on Hebrew Israelites when she used to be a Hebrew, sitting down in a friendly conversation, and all y'all talking about rape next to a Hebrew. I mean, what kind of game is y'all running on Sonetta TV? Didn't I tell you I'm remodeling the conscious community? Oh, we're not done.
That was crucial to to his rebuttal that I actually touched on is a phrase that I use: cultural context. Brother Polight said, well, in America, if I grab a woman, I can catch a charge. If I grab a woman, that can be construed as rape. So I don't know. How is this to be interpreted?
See, they're trying to figure out how they can get away with fucking with little girls. That's the bottom line. Don't think about it any other kind of way. What reason would 50 and 40-year-old grown men be sitting around talking about rape and what's the possibility and what's not the possibility about age in women? Who does this? If you're not birds of a feather.
Remember, when I speak, I got a very, very long catalog, by the way.
Let me stop. Look. If a niggas even try to have these conversations with me around, it's going down. Matter of fact, nobody would even try. They would say, don't talk about that when Chief X is here. He's too righteous.
You could just type in the name Zion, L-E, and everything else comes up. So whenever I speak, it's always very, very meticulous. It's always
he macking now.
Straight to the point, and it's always very orchestrated in a way that you know exactly what I'm giving you is exactly what it is. What I said
he want one of these things.
Keenly is cultural context. So American culture is different than biblical culture, or different than the culture of the people of the Bible, quote unquote. Because American culture...
He thinks he's razzling and dazzling her mind right now. I'm trying to tell you, listen to me. I'm a grown man. I know men behavior.
Allows for the things that the Bible clearly...
They out here, they trying to show off, talking about rape. Are you kidding me?
Condemns. So those are two different cultural civilizations, and obviously two different cultural contexts. So watch this. In the Torah...
Let me skip ahead. Let me just skip on ahead. These niggas done said a bunch of incriminating things and thoughts. What minute mark? Okay. Let me skip forward to...
Especially If in your wisdom you know you come from a culture where a woman is deified. If in your wisdom you come from a culture that women are considered gods. But all it takes is a man pulling out, no disrespect to Brother Polight,
Ain't no cultures where women are considered God. They just talking about this new age talk.
10,000 in his pocket, 30,000 in his right pocket, and because he pulled out a total of 40,000, you should give him something sacred that none of that motherfucking money could buy. What sense does that make? And I'm handing my.
I'm asking for clarity. So the answer to
he needs clarity. I need clarity because I'm borderline here.
question where we didn't know if we was in Big Mama's house or Big Papa's house or if they're still together. The answer to if this was a law that you had to talk to parents first, otherwise it's considered rape. We're in a conundrum now because the answer to that question.
You're in a conundrum. I'm not in no motherfucking conundrum. You are.
Deferred our attention to another scenario, and now for the new scenario that he brought up to answer that question.
See, this is what got these niggas in the conscious community with this idolatry. Because most of these cats in the conscious community are fake and uneducated because you don't have a lot of professionals. There's a bunch of hustlers and slick talkers, right? The people who follow them don't have good listening comprehension and reading comprehension. So when Polight is pontificating and saying nothing in garble and word salad, that's impressive to dumb niggas. So in dumb niggas' mind, they'll sit here and listen to this and say, oh, that nigga done said some real shit because he's using big words and word salad. That's why people thought Polight beat me in the debate because of using big words and word salads and playing mind games. And these niggas like, oh, that nigga kicking some shit. Oh, he beating Chief-X. He wasn't saying anything. You guys have horrible listening comprehension. You're dumb.
Question. I have the same question now. Does that new scenario have any supporting verses that say, hey, if you don't meet the parents, it's considered rape? Because now there's two scenarios. I have the same question. And I still want to know for the first scenario, why are we using this other scenario as if it's corroborating testimony for the first one? I don't see the connection whatsoever. Are we using the same words in Hebrew that were used in the first passage that are using?
Oh, look at this little girl. Guess what's on her mind right now? She's thinking right now, this discussion sounds like me. Mothers and daughters and permission. And she's sitting here right now thinking, damn. And let me just, so you guys understand, you know who this chick is? When you go to Polight's Instagram page, and the girl he has on a dog chain, on a leash like a dog, and humping her in front of a crowd of people, just treating her like a piece of shit, a piece of thought, a worthless little sex object, what she was doing. That's how Polight thinks of women. Sex objects. They're not God to him. They're sex objects. And this is that girl. Somebody needs to grab her by the arm and take her back to her parents and get her the fuck away from Polight. This is what grown-ass Sonetter on the other side and Zion Lex should have told this girl in her ear. Get the fuck away from that nigga and go home to your parents. That's what I would have done. I'm like, I would have said, girl, what are you doing? How old is you? I bet you they didn't even ask the little girl how old she was. I guarantee, because they don't care. Sonetter, you know better than this. You got this little bitty girl in your motherfucking house talking about rape. You should have never let this conversation go down and let these little girls in your house talking about rape. What is wrong with y'all?
So the next one, are we looking at humble, and then humble is the same word that we're using for
Sonetter, They gonna subpoena your ass. I'm telling you. That's why that guy made a comment. Who is this? What did he say in the comments a couple of days ago? This guy said, Sinetter, I'm sending in a copy of the videotape where you said call Polight Baby York and inferred that he was dealing with minors. He said, I'm sending that to the prosecutor at the Miami-Dade County. Sinetter, they gonna subpoena your ass. See, you guys never understood. 2 days in a row, I'm giving you hints. I'm trying to tell you what to do right now. I said this is my 3rd time. And if you don't do it this time, oh well. Chief X tried to warn you. I said, Sinetter, you better come out on a video and say you misjudged Polight's character. He kind of fooled you. You thought he was an okay human being. But I was wrong. He wasn't. I am denouncing my relationship with Brother Polight. And I apologize for promoting and marketing him. That was my bad, family. The community will give you some more respect if you do that. Now, you can have your pride, which I call foolish pride, and don't do it. But Chief X, in his wisdom, is trying to tell you something right now. You need to do this for the public and for, in case court call you in, you can have some kind of integrity about yourself. And at least say, I came out in public and made a statement and told the world that I misjudged Polight's character and I thought he was an okay guy. And I apologize to the community for promoting and marketing him. Ankh of the Amun Ra Squad, you need to do the same thing. Garfield of Dagger Squad, you need to do the same thing. I'm telling you right now, as a 51-year-old man, reviewing and observing and having experience and watching cases and things that go on in life, this case is about to get uglier and uglier. There are going to be women coming out. All the people they scammed have already come out. I've seen on Polight's page a list 10 people who didn't know he was a scammer asking for their money back. This thing is about to blow up. People are going to be implicated in all kind of shit. It's subpoenas going out, all kind of information in this. I'm telling you right now, I said the other day, you niggas right now, you better get ahead of the curve. I've said that this is my 3rd video saying that. And sometimes I told you, I'm talking, even though sometimes we might be beefing, but I have integrity enough and care enough to give advice to you still. I'm telling you 3 brothers, get ahead of the curve and get out here on the motherfucking mic and make a statement. Don't talk about anything else. The only time you go on live is to say, you know what, community, I apologize. I took on Polight as a friend. I pumped him up. I called him the GOAT. I said he was this. I said he was that. I friended him. He was giving me money. And I was wrong, and I misjudged his character. Do that. I'm telling you. Let's go.
For strength or like, I just want to know. When the question for the first scenario was, is it a matter of being in mommy and daddy's house and someone's having sex in the house? Is it a matter of, hey, if you didn't meet the mother and father, it's considered rape for you to have sex, and the implication is on the man and the woman is implicit? I don't know where any of that information comes from other than the subjective aspect of
Play dumb if you want, nigga.
Brother Zion's conceptual undertakings, right? And then when we get to the answering of that question, we don't exactly deal with that verse. We go, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to this verse not down the block. We're actually going to catch a flight, right? Because we're going to catch a flight, and we're going to now discuss this narrative. And then now I still have the same.
You hear what he said? Oh, we're not going to go down the block. We're going to catch a flight. Like, get the fuck out of here, away from my... He's playing this all in his mind because he knows these are scenarios that he's been through before, that he's going to go through again. because he has an addiction and he can't stop, just like Dr. York. When Polight, I told people, Polight don't rep New Covenant no more. Years ago, I kept telling people, this is New Covenant. I'm the Grand Sheik, such and such and such in a New Covenant. And he has these guys saying, I told people then, I said, this is the beginning of Polight trying to start a cult. New Covenant was a cult. And he was trying to gain membership and people. But it didn't really work out, so he just kind of dropped New Covenant shit and just got into Hollywood and just started getting his hustle on. And just had a cult of women. Along with a bunch of you groupie bitch-ass niggas on social media.
Question for the first one, so now I have the same question for both. So I just want to know what's actually going on. Where does it say that you have to know the woman's family, and if you don't and you have sex with her, it's considered rape? And that yes, so go ahead, baby, go ahead, do what you got.
Now watch this. Watch this perv. The way he look at this chick in her ass when she get up. Now, there's nothing wrong with man looking at women. I'm trying to tell you, if I was to guess, this girl's about 18 and a half. Possibly could be lying about her age and be 17. On top of that, I keep telling you, Polight's 2 girlfriends, they're not his wives. He's not legally married. His main squeeze, Amanette, sees all this, loves all this, because she's bisexual and they all freak together. She condones all this. See, always you have a matriarch running shit from behind the scenes, pumping their man up and guiding their man. Y'all don't know how slick in the psychology of things go. I'm trying to tell you. Amanette, Polight's wife, should have said, Polight, this girl looks too young for us. She looks too young for... She didn't say a motherfucking thing. Amanette's a dirty bitch. I'm telling you. She fine as hell, but she's a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, I do.
Look, watch.
This is actually good. You guys have never discussed this.
Yeah, we never.
This nigga's a pervert. This nigga's a freak.
And I would think you guys
We never chill. We never chill.
you talk to GMS.
Hey, all I wanted to know is where in the first scenario does
Wait a minute.
the
Watch this. Watch this. Listen.
where in the first scenario is the official decree or the assertion that if a man doesn't know the woman's parents, that it is considered rape, and that the man bears the burden of punishment and the woman is considered to be implicit of it? And then in the second scenario, which was brought up to corroborate the first scenario, which I believe was a testament to the fact that we were lacking in information, supporting evidence.
What is so hard that you got to have some deep pontificating bullshit salad fucking word conversation about this? Well, maybe if that. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
We were probably lacking in supporting evidence for the first scenario, so we went to go to a second one, and that's legal. So I'm not disrespecting them. That's legal. But then even in the second scenario, I wonder, are they in the house? And I only ask these questions because of things that were said. And are they in the house of the parent when it takes place? It's just a question because...
This is sick. Let me just move on. Y'all can watch this shit on your own. So Ned is probably going to take this entire video down once he's seen me, because he gets my notifications. And he's giving me strikes before this. He's going to give me a strike on this shit. But I don't give a shit. Where's the... Let me see. Let's just go ahead and end this, but watch these last closing statements.
Verse, and I didn't hear it in the other verse. So these are his inferences. And so my original question was, this sounds subjective. Is it also safe to conclude that I can interpret that verse, because he's using the word inference, right? Is it safe that someone else can read that?
No, you can't do it, Polight. Leave little girls alone. None of it's safe. No, the answer is no. Get the fuck away from little girls. Get you a grown 30-something-year-old woman, man. God damn.
Same verse and say, hey, this is rape, and those two people were discovered, a fine had to be paid, and guess what? They may be undermining the woman to an extent where the man bears the burden of responsibility because we don't expect much of the woman. Now, we are to suppose that these are African peoples, and then I have to say Africa's a whole continent, right? Made up, it's the largest continent on planet Earth. Everybody doesn't make the same subscriptions, so that's kind of like a misnomer almost, right? It's Africa, right? Africa, but there's Congo, there's Equatorial Guinea, there's Sudan, there's Cook.
Nope. This is motherfucking United States of America, and you cannot make your own rules. Religion ain't gonna get you out of shit. The United States of America got rules and fucking laws, nigga. You gonna pay. Period.
There's Ethiopia, there's Egypt. We keep going about.
Now, I'm gonna close with this last statement. This last little clip. This dude, just listen to the word. Just listen.
And they have a certain culture, but then the next question is, which group of Africans are you talking about? Because not all Africans believe in what you're talking about now. So now there's another question going on here. So you see, I ain't got no debate in me. I just got questions because this thing sounds so deep, I'm ready to live my life by it. Right?
Oh my God. How more incriminating can you get? He just told you he's about to teeter with this thing they talking about. Well, let's hear it again.
Right? And in fact, I might still live my life by this science because it's a dope fucking science. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga got excited about this conversation of rape. I know. I already know. Y'all gonna say he's not guilty. The white man is fucking with him. Even though I hear nigga, it's the white man. They just trying to get him. They for what? What use has Polight ever been to the black community? Teaching falsehoods on a daily basis. No, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about him. Let me tell you something. Ain't got shit. The niggas now. Next time I see somebody says anything about the white man and bring up the white man in any reference to this case going on, I'm slapping them on sight. It was a black man who took a black woman's daughter to a motherfucking hotel. Mother gets wind of it and he brings the girl, the minor back. It was a black woman who took her black child to the hospital. The white man didn't take the child to the hospital. The black mama did. Then the black mama dealt with the police. Don't blame no white man for shit. You rapist apologist.
So I'm fucking with the science, gang. No matter what, I'm rocking with the science. I just went about, and they have a certain culture, but then the next question is, which group of Africans are you talking about? Because not all Africans believe in what you're talking about now. So now there's another question going on here. So you see, I ain't got no debate in me. I just got questions because this thing sounds so deep, I'm ready to live my life by it. Right? And in fact, I might still live my life by this science because it's a dope fucking science. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep. And 4 months later, he lived his life by it. And got his ass caught. And 4 months later, after this interview on Sanetta's couch with the Hebrew Israelites, niggas who are known for talking about little girls and it's okay to be with little girls in the eyes of God in the Bible. 4 months later, the guilty parties, let me stop. I said guilty parties. Let me watch my wording. 4 months later, he lived his life by it. He'd been living his life by it. He's been living his life by teetering with She might be 18. Maybe she's 16, 14, 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't give a fuck. Long as they got a heartbeat in a hole, I'm hitting it. And on that note, you niggas need to take a L this fucking month. Don't say shit about a black woman this month. You turn in on your motherfucking self and say, you know what? We've been bitch ass niggas. We've been idolatrizing, worshiping a motherfucking pedophile. Let me change the language. Not pedophile. Pedophile means that you're engaging in sexual activity with prepubescent, pre-puberty. How you say that? Prepubescent. With prepubescent women before their period. 11, 10, 9. Polight is a molester. He can't be called a pedophile. He might be that, but people confuse the terminology. This nigga is a molester. And been one. And on that note, I'm out. I'm out. Sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. You all you niggas need to take a L.